During Thursday's press briefing, Karine Jean-Pierre commented on the National Assessment of Educational Progress, which found that 9-year-olds are dramatically falling behind in both math and reading due to the coronavirus pandemic. The reporter asked what the administration will do about this setback and whether they are to blame for not pushing schools to reopen quicker. Jean-Pierre blamed the Trump administration for mismanaging the pandemic and defended the Biden administration, saying they were able to reopen almost all schools in only 6 months. She also mentioned that billions of dollars from the American Rescue Plan went to school reopenings, which every Republican in Congress voted against.
Completely unrelated, also not a thing to be optimistic about. The National Assessment of Educational Progress has this new testing that shows that 9-year-olds lost ground in both math and reading in pretty dramatic ways as a result of the pandemic. What is the president going to do about it? What is the administration going to do about this severe learning loss? And does the administration shoulder any blame for not pushing schools to reopen sooner?
So let's step back to where we were not too long ago when this president walked into this administration, how mismanaged the pandemic, the response to the pandemic was, how 47% of schools were in less than 6 months. Our schools went from 46% to open to nearly all of them being open to full time. That was the work of this president, and that was the work of Democrats, in spite of Republicans not voting for the American Rescue Plan, which $130 billion went to school to have the ventilation, to be able to have the tutoring and the teachers, and being able to hire more teachers. And that was because of the work that this administration did. We were in a place where, again, schools were not open. The economy was shut down. Businesses were shut down. And what we have seen is, we've seen the numbers, but I think that's what we see. That's how we saw it. It shows you how mismanaged the pandemic was, and how the impact of that mismanagement had on on kids' progress and academic well-being. And so, again, our priority remains to make sure states and schools and districts are using these funds, that $130 billion. This is going to go again to tutoring, to more teachers, real solutions to make sure that our kids are getting what they need. And every Republican Congress voted against that money. That is the reality. We had to do this on our own. And so, we're going to make sure that those funds are directed to the most resources towards students who fell the furthest behind, which is important. And we must repair the damage that was done by the last administration, the mismanagement that was done by the last administration. But again, this is something that we took very seriously, which is why we passed the American Rescue Plan, which is why we put in $130 billion to deal with what we were seeing in schools. And so, we're going to continue to make that, to continue to do that work and work closely with the schools.